how does Bury Tomorrow fit into the scene of today, considering the fact that you guys have been active since 2006? Has the scene changed since then, and if so, how?
God knows. I don't know how we fit in. No, I'm joking. Yeah, everything's changed really. We've become a digital world, and we were of the age where MySpace was still a thing, and not just an absolute graveyard that it is now. But yeah, I mean, it's progressed massively. Production quality's progressed massively. We make sure we can really current with all of that kind of side of things. Keep our ear to the ground when it comes to support bands or supporting bands, and generally just make sure our music fits within the brackets of both what we first started making, which was metalcore, and then like now where that's gone. And you have to kind of toe the line and make sure that you're still current with that. So yeah, it's, for sure we're a bit in between.
Even though Black Flame is different and completely unique from your older albums, it has been a very successful record. Was there any specific mindset or need behind making it?
I think for us, we wanted to kind of connect all of our fans from the past when it came to our first album in 2009, Portraits, all the way up until our new fans that we're making. We wanted to basically make sure that we weren't alienating anyone that loved our first record. So there's a lot of people out there that think that that's our best record, which is beyond me, but personal preference. And we really wanted to kind of make sure that our sound had grown and developed from every single album. I think Black Flame was the first album that we really succeeded at that. We made sure that we were kind of harking back to our old days of how we used to write music, and then pushed it forward into a modern time. So that was kind of the ethos behind what we wanted to do with it, and we also wanted to make sure we could fill the venues that we're being booked in, which is 1,000+ caps, which is mental. It's absolutely insane, and make sure that how we had a body of sound and a sonic kind of force that really just echoed through those kind of venues and made sure it made sure that it looked relevant in those kind of venues. So yeah, it's a bit of both from a production element and then from kind of a mindset of like our fans and the fans we want to make, for sure.
Your songs have always been filled with meaning, and title track Black Flame is no different. What was the thought process behind it?
Black Flame for us was is massively about our fans. I mean, it's predominantly written about connecting our fans together and giving them kind of an emblem, a theme. They are the Black Flame, and it's that connection, it's that spreading of it, both musically, community-wise. And so Black Flame as an icon was supposed to be us, our fans, our kind of message, and it all together in this kind of absolute body of work that just kind of transcends throughout, and spreads, fingers crossed, over the world. And that's pretty much what it was written about. That was kind of the mindset going into it, and that everybody's the same. We speak a lot about the fact that we're no different from anyone else. We're just very, very lucky to be able to do what we do, and so for us that was about articulating that into a song, and it's the first time we really did that quite blatantly, I suppose.
After being a band for roughly 12 years now, how does it feel to have played at Grass Pop again this year?
Grass Pop was amazing. Yeah, Grass Pop's a great festival. We always have a lot of fun there, especially with security members. There's a naked man behind me.
On video.
Jesus Christ.
That's staying there.
Oh yeah, that's staying right in there.
I think that one should stay in there.
Yeah, so Grass Pop, yeah. It's a great festival, man. Like, we love it. It's run by awesome people. I mean, I think it's a biker gang that runs it or something crazy, but
I've never been.
But honestly, one of the best metal festivals under the sun, really. It's they treat us very, very well. We're respected there. We respect all the security there, and we always have a really good time. I've never had a bad show there, so it's great.
Sweet. What was the recording process like of Black Flame? Was it any different to Union of the Crown's or Room?
Yeah, I mean, this one we really focused massively on pre-production, like, which is something that we kind of tipped our cap to a little bit before, but we'd never really gone massively into it, and we'd certainly never been together in that process, certainly for an elongated amount of time. We were there for about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, just focusing on ripping songs apart, rewriting them, making new ones, like, and making sure that it was the best written album ever, you know, that we'd ever done. And it's always quite a hard process because you've got these songs that you think are great, and then you just tear them to absolute shreds and you rebuild them as new songs. But it's necessary for you to be better, you know. If we were just comfortable in writing songs and going and recording it, we'd just be writing the same album over and over again. And I think for this one we were like, no, we need to be better. We need to push ourselves instrumentally, lyrically, musically, sonically, everything, you know. And I think that was the difference this time, is that nothing was good enough. It was like we needed to make it better. So yeah, it was just
step it up.
Yeah, for sure. I think you've always got an obligation to do that. You know?
What bands are you hoping to tour with in the near future?
Slipknot. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Honestly, like bigger and better bands. Like, I think, yeah, maybe not better actually. It's probably a wrong word. But no, I think, you know, we just want to play to as many people as possible. That's our goal. Our game plan is just to try and make most people that have never heard our band before listen to us and stand up and be counted and understand our message and what we're about, and hopefully translate into our fans, you know. And we pride ourselves on being able to convert people that possibly didn't like our band before into liking our band. So the harder shows are the better, really. I love playing in front of people that not necessarily are into that kind of music. So yeah, and I mean the biggest bands in the game, you know, Parkway Drive, Slipknot, Heaven Shall Burn in Europe, like all of these bands, they can draw so many people, and it'd be great to have the opportunity to be on the road with those kind of guys, for sure.
And it helps spread your word.
Of course it does, you know. It's not silly, we want to play to as many people as possible,
Exactly.
and that's the way to do it, you know.
Yeah. Are there any bands you look up to and take inspiration from?
I think
Some of the ones you've mentioned.
I think that, but I also think it's an obligation to take inspiration from every band. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's a band that's coming out with you on your first tour or a band that's been touring for 20 years. Like, it's about understanding what people do well and sometimes emulating that. You know, we've spent our career touring with bands that are the best of their game, you know, and whether they're bigger than us, a local band or a band that's been touring, as I said, for many, many years. I think you've got to seek out inspiration. You've got to really look at yourself and what you could do better, you know, and whether that's how you perform on stage or, you know, I look up to a lot of frontmen in the game, about how Corey Taylor, as I said, from Slipknot, what a frontman, like, he's unbelievable. He kind of carved my way of becoming a frontman because I was watching him. But then you've also got people like Bleeding Through that I grew up listening to. Brandon from Bleeding Through is like that's how I learned to scream. I was screaming along to him, you know, and Alexis on Fire and those kind of bands. These bands kind of forced me into it. But then you take it back to even like lyrically, inspirationally, the band La Dispute, like they're one of my favourite bands of all time. He Is Legend were also one of my favourite bands, and they're not necessarily bigger than us, like, but they are unbelievable lyricists and can tell a story like the drop of a hat. So I take so much inspiration off that kind of side of things as well, you know. And I know the other guys, guitar wise, musicianship wise, will listen to bands from all walks of life, you know, and really focus on how we can be better, you know.
Last but not least, how has the Black Flame tour been treating you so far, and has there been any crazy experiences?
The whole thing's crazy, man. Like, honestly, like, we did not expect it to be doing what it did. We went from playing, the last tour we did was the Earthbound tour, and it was in front of 350 to 400 people, which is a great achievement in Germany. Went out this time on the Black Flame tour on our headline run and did 1,300 people, which is just something that I saw the numbers before I went out. I did not fathom that, and what I didn't fathom is actually across the board this has happened. You know, I thought Germany, we've focused a lot on Germany, we went into the charts in Germany, like, I understand that there'd be more people, you know, we've done some great festivals, but across the board, had the best French show we've ever done, best Netherlands show we've ever done, best Swiss show, Belgium show, like Prague, Poland, like, that's where the kind of the pinch me moments start happening.
Yeah.
And that's the craziest thing, man. Like, it's been a real tough one to actually fathom how that's happened, you know, and all you can attribute it to is the fact that we've released a new album that people seem to like. So it's great. I can't wait to get onto the UK leg and see how it's equatable, whether it's the same people coming out that came out last time and with some new friends, or is it the same? Is it this new generation of fans that we've never had before, which is Black Flame? So.
Well, all the best with tonight,
No
anyway.
worries,
And then
thank
one
you.
last question.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels or lager? And are you buying?
Nice question. You can have both. We're getting free.
Cool. Thanks very much, mate.
No worries, buddy.